Hi there, everybody. This is John Drew here from Elevated Planet.
And Jolé Gabrielle here from Elevated Planet, and we'd like to welcome you to today's quick, brief moment. John's going to tell us more about it.
Yes, our quick brief moments are the 11 spiritual roles of the soul as per Sara Landon.
Mhm.
As in recent weeks, we have started covering this off, and we are going to go through these now one by one. And they're refreshingly short as it happens. So it's just an opportunity to take each one in isolation, go into it, and then talk about our experiences with that, how we feel about it, and then welcome in the comments below for any of the community to just add their feelings around that as well. Do they feel that they resonate with that? Undoubtedly, you'll know people who do, even if you don't yourself. So, okay, right. We are, without further ado, we are going to go into the role of the seer. And let's listen to what Sara Landon and the council, who she channels, have to say about the role of the seer.
Spiritual role number 2, the seer. The second spiritual role is that of the seer. Seers are the ones that can see beyond the physical experience. They are the ones who see beyond the illusion and who can see beyond the veil. They might see auras, they might see energy, they might be psychic or intuitive. Seers are the ones who can see things that others cannot. It includes psychics, mediums, those who see spirit forms, those that see auras, and those that are energy readers. Often, magicians are seers. It is a spiritual role that is important to this great awakening. They see beyond the human experience, the physical experience. They see beyond the illusion and the veil. Not everyone can naturally see beyond what the physical senses can perceive. See beyond the human senses, beyond the veil, beyond the illusion of death. Many seers know that death is an illusion, as they easily connect with those on the other side. They can see the past, present, and future as timelines that are all available simultaneously. As young children, seers often saw things that other people didn't see, such as spirits, imaginary friends, fairies, or what they might refer to as the magical world. They could see energy, they could see light, they could see things not evident to others, and they believed in magic. As young children, seers might have assumed everyone saw what they saw, only to discover that others did not. Many young seers feel different or confused when they discover not everyone sees what they see. If you are here as a seer, you are helping others to see beyond the limitation in the human experience and the limited physical senses. You are connecting the seen and the unseen world. Mediums are helping others to see beyond the human experience in the case where a loved one has left the physical body but still can communicate. It's a very important spiritual role, that of the seer. These are the ones who are able to see energy and spirit form, and it's guiding you through the Great Awakening. Being a seer is the gift that you came here to give to the world. Have you come forth to be a seer? Can you see beyond the illusion and the veil? If so, we invite you to step into the power of your role as one who sees, the seers in the new earth.
So I find this really interesting because, again, I'll hand this over to Jolé in a minute because she is a seer. I'm sure of that. That I do know. But what I did want to say is that the importance of the role of the seer is, I know, very important because it's what began me on my journey. I am not a seer, hands up, but I have a great deal of time for those who have that ability because it started me on my track going back to May 2018 when I had a reading with the wonderful Susan Graw, now best-selling author for Hay House. But she kind of left me with nowhere to hide, other than to show me that my version of reality was incorrect, and that you don't just die and disappear. My mom, who'd been gone for some 20, well, crikey, it was a long time. 1981, she passed. So it had been a long time. It was like 37 years. And then I realized she'd been with me every day of my life ever since she'd gone. And it was incredible. It just blew my mind. But that's what began me on my journey to understand the nature of consciousness and the human experience. And, that really did trigger a lot of questions in me, which caused me to go to other seers. And in February of 2020, I went to Mystic Journey Bookstore in search of an answer to a very strange question about caves, and the fact that I was supposed to go to the set of caves at the Carlsbad Caverns, which made no sense to me, but I needed to talk to somebody who could connect with alternative versions of reality and realms to find the answer. And that someone was Jolé. And once I discovered Jolé, then I was determined not to, I was so curious about this. I needed to dig deeper and to help other people to get to understand, this really amazing, fantastic, magnificent journey that we're on without realizing it. So, Jolé, thank you for February 2020, when you helped to further open my mind. But it all comes down to you seers. So how's your experience as a seer been?
Well, the seeing for me and for many others comes from you failing to pay attention to your intuition. So therefore comes struggle and sickness. And then and then once you have to find your way back to listening to your body, listening to the energy of the creator move through you to heal yourself. And then through that is where I was able to realize I'm a seer. But it came from that. It came from me being ill, vitiligo first, and then moving into that, what that brings. And so to be able to kind of dial that back a little bit required me seeing myself and the world around me in a very positive way. So when we talk about being a seer, what does that mean? Sara said that some of us are not seers. I believe that we all come in as seers, but through the programming and conditioning, the veils drop down. And therefore now we can't see like we did before when we were children. But through working with your chakras, through working with spirituality, creative visualization, and meditation, those veils begin to drop and you begin to see people's aura layers. I used to practice when I was in corporate America and be sitting in these meetings, right? Completely disassociating, but to be present, I would look at and I'd practice looking at people's auras and the colors they were, because you're in a room with white walls anyway. So just looking, trying to see people's aura, how far it would go out, how much it would come in, and doing little practices like that. But first and foremost, seeing yourself is what really helps you then to be able to see other people and their auras and their chakras. She also spoke about, death and that coming in, especially with seers. One of the things that when you are a seer, death, disaster, divorce, because future's written in pencil. So these three things we sort of put to the side, and we help people try and work on ways in which to stop those things from happening if necessary, or to mitigate the fallout from that. But those three things, you want to be careful as a seer to not talk about or deal with people, because the future is written in pencil and anything can happen. Also, another thing I just want to tell those who are seers or maybe beginners is to ground your energy. That is so very important as a seer, because what you're seeing, you can hear, there's clairaudience, there's clairvoyance, and there's many other things that go along with that. So you're hearing and you're seeing things. So how do you filter what you're seeing and what you're hearing to give it to your client or yourself in a way that you understand and applies to what's happening in the present moment or in your life. So it's important your energy is grounded. You know how to deal with your own soul architecture, how to clean it, how to bring it in, push it out, your aura layer, bring it in. So once you begin to become a seer, you learn about all the things that are unseen that contribute to the scene. And that is such a beautiful thing to happen, because then you can start really using the principles of as above, so below. And you can see how your visualization, your creativity, your positivity begins to translate into your life. So practice. If you want to be a seer, say, I can't see, but you want to be one. Starting with the breath, starting with grounding, working with your chakras, moving into your aura layers, understanding the higher self. These are all things to help you have clarity around your sight.
Mhm.
It's really a beautiful gift. And we hope that for those of you that are seers, please comment down below some of the things that helped you, or that you have the gifts and blessings you've received from being a seer. It's always so interesting. And for those of you that are clairaudient, we want to know that as well.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because if there's people out there who would like to develop their seer skills,
Uh-huh.
I know that Jolé would be a wonderful coach for that as well, and we could always arrange some sort of a training course or something like that, Jolé, right?
That's correct. And I want to give one more thing to us seers. Uh, Empathic people are seers or feelers. It's kind of in the same realm. But oftentimes we don't know where we end and another person begin. And there's always this maybe ability to be able to take on and be a chameleon, and where's my energy, or am I being this other person? Roses are the universal symbol for not only protection but transmuting negative energy to positive energy. So once you learn how to work with your aura and realize that it's there, it's just your personal space, and when somebody steps in it and you step back, what they've stepped in your aura layer. So visualize your aura layer surrounded by roses, and this way you keep and hold your energy. And it's almost like a energetic dream catcher, where you put the roses up and they filter out any negativity, only bringing in the positive, and they also stop anybody else's energy from entering into your aura. So grounding, roses around your aura, calling your higher self above you are really important, I guess, activities or instructions as a way to kind of become a seer that is clear about what it is that you're seeing and can filter out. Because a lot of different things come in. You might be with a client and you see a horse running through the wilderness. Now, how does that apply to your client, right? What are you seeing? So you've got to be able to pick apart that vision and apply it to your client, because horse is a symbol, it means something. Running is a symbol, it means something. The wilderness is a symbol that means something. You got to be able to kind of work those things out.
Mm. Fascinating, fascinating. In many ways, I wish I was a seer, but I think one of the things I realized when you go through these 11 spiritual roles is that we all have a percentage of each of them. You know, I
Yes.
mean, some of them are more dialed up than others, and I think that's the joy of it, is like identifying with it. There's a reason we're here. And this helps us now step into the role. And this is why Sara and the council are bringing this forward right now, is because it is of that time for us to step into our roles, to help the community, to help humanity in whatever way we're supposed to do it. Right.
Yes.
I think it's brilliant. And I love the gift you've got, Jolé. It's it's shown up time and again for us. And mentioned before about the time when like we do our um, journeys to
Mhm.
a new, like say the ninth plane or something like that, and you
Yeah.
get to connect with all sorts of beings. But you're always very careful about the protection, about making sure that anything that comes through is of the light.
Yes. And I make sure, because there's a lot of errant energies out there. Like, we have seen some of these I guess, examples or metaphors and all that of demons being way out there. But if you look at it, a demon could be this anger energy that has taken hold of you now. And now you're a rage monster and you don't know how to control yourself. Manic, depressive, schizophrenic, all that stuff. Who's to say that's not errant energies that are around taking hold of someone? You know, and so we have to remember to stop putting things out there and bring them down into ourselves and stop making these, oh, miracles. You woke up this morning. That is a miracle. You know, if you had a roof over your head now in this day and age, you know, that's a miracle. Like, get into the little tiny things that make up your life that are miracles, and that make up your life that might not be, that might be negative. And that's where you work. Those are little critters, little energetic demons in your life that you kind of need to get rid of. And the lady, maybe we should do, remember the wonderful lady that says how to get rid of
Oh yeah.
energies and
Yep.
spirits?
Yep. I've still
She's
got
done
that.
a great tutorial on how to keep your energy clean, how to protect your energy, because it is real. We walk around here without the wisdom and the knowledge of how to protect our energy as we move through this world. And it's so important. I know we've all seen people, you see them, they're wonderful, they're fantastic. They go away, they go in the military, go to call something, they come back and you're like, who are you? What happened?
Yeah.
You know, and so if we had this hygiene, spiritual hygiene throughout our day, it would be a lot easier to mitigate some of those energies coming in and taking hold of us. Depression, anxiety. We then start to be able to visualize and see our future where we can cast out that energy because we are journeying towards a goal. And when we're depressed and anxious, it's hard for us to see or build a future. So once you know these things, you can work to remove them. But it's getting the languaging, the articulation around it so that you then can get rid of it, you know, and that's also a big part of being a seer is being able to give languaging around what is going on for you and your client so that that language can then remove whatever it is that you know, because I language is so important in theta healing. A lot of energies attached to your voice, to the words that you use. So once you can bind that energy up and pull it out, you know, you're doing not only yourself and that person a service, but their ancestors, their genetic line. So seeing is a really important aspect of spirituality that a lot of us just, you're a snake oil salesman, you're grifting. But it's like, no, this has existed for thousands, millennia.
Yeah.
People, and back in the day, people were even more good at this because there wasn't so many veils and programming to keep you away from your power.
Yeah.
So let's remember and let's stop giving some of these powerful tools demonic and satanic titles because they're liberating. And as long as you're bringing light in and you're using these for the betterment of yourself and others, you're doing the right thing. So I think that, or I know and I see that a lot of times middlemen are trying to get in between your relationship with God to get paid. So take that out, pay yourself, you know, and, you know, move into a more positive energy where you're loving and supporting you and the energy that's moving through you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a wonderful education that I've had over these last few years working with you, Jolé. And I remember it was only recent times actually when you were talking about the roses outside your aura. And Ronnie was one of the ones watching, you know, who's one of our community members, and she was onto that straight away. And she said, Jolé taught me about the roses. He says, this has saved me so many times. You know, she knows the power of the roses around the aura, and she was recommending it to anybody to remember this because it's so powerful.
Yes, it is. It is
And
very powerful.
I will attach that video that you mentioned, the little short one again about the
Yes.
lady who talks about the protection and how to get rid of anything that is not serving you. And it is brilliant.
Yes.
So very good. Very good. Okay. Well, I think we've done it. I think that was really good. And thank you, Jolé. That was really very enlightening. That is number 2, the Seer. That is that one ticked off the list. And we will come back in another week or so's time with number 3. And we will just work our way down the list. But don't forget all the comments down below any questions, you can send me an email to johndrew@elevatedplanet.life, or go to elevatedplanet.life website and use our contact page, which is free format contact box. So you can put as much in there as you like, and that keeps it more private than having this in the details below. So yeah, by all means, just do drop us a line, keep us informed, and also please like and should subscribe. Well, if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe, but like and share. I think sharing is pretty much important now, because one of the things we've realized is that even if you subscribe to our videos, you don't always get to see them because they don't come up for whatever reason, algorithms or whatever that YouTube have. It's just like it happened with other spiritual channels as well. Some of them don't get shared at all by YouTube. So if we don't share it ourselves, then unfortunately nobody gets to see it. So any other thoughts, Jolé?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to the community as always, and we will be back to you very soon. Take care.